Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Small Talk with Shibby, my LCS postgame interview content. I'm joined by the victorious top laner of NRG, Big Dokes, aka Dhokla. And first off, congratulations for qualifying for, I believe, your first ever Worlds appearance. Well deserved. I would say, a long time coming. Would you say that you were playing at a level even previously prior to obviously NRG and CLG that you deserved Worlds, or was this one of those moments where you're like, yeah, all the work I put in, all the time, everything like that, I'm finally like getting my vindication?
I definitely have leveled up, but I think big props to my teammates. I think they played out of their minds, and they pretty much carried me. I don't think I played particularly well this series, so for me, it's I'm just grateful that I have such a great team around me.
And I remember, doing an interview with you way back. I believe it was week 1 or week 2. It was after that Immortals loss. And it was a crazy week. And you guys were like, you and your interview, and the interview said that, it's really tough right now. I think right now it's just a breakdown in communication. Like we're not, functioning the same as we were last split when, obviously last split, you guys were a top 3 team, top 4 team. What happened from then up until now, right? Because at that time, you guys were, throwing gold leads, you were winning one, losing one. Then you guys went after that on a really big streak. Obviously, now you are tearing through playoffs at the moment. Like what kind of work was put in between that time for you guys to kind of shore up all those issues and stuff? Because it was a monumentous task, I would say.
I think it's just our team. We're all on the same goal, so it's just the start of the split, so you can't read too much into it. But at the same time, we did improve a lot throughout the split, and especially during playoffs. I think we've bonded a lot together. Our communication is a lot better. We just improved as a whole throughout the split, so it feels really satisfying to make it this far now.
And I do want to talk about the game as well, because I think a lot of people, were trying to get really deep into the analytics. They were really trying to dive deep and say, oh yeah, this is the reason why. And maybe Golden Guardians would win, NRG would win, so on and so forth. But if you kind of just look at it plainly, you have a 2-0 regular season record over Cloud9. You have a 2-0 regular season record over Golden Guardians. For you guys specifically, yourself and NRG, was this the expected result? 3-1, 3-0? Like, did you guys come into this knowing you're the better team? Because I spoke to Palafox and he just said the same thing. He's like, look at our record, look at our games, and that'll really show you why we deserve to be here.
Yeah, I think we were definitely confident. I don't think we've ever come into a series thinking we're just going to lose, like we don't have any chance. I think for me personally, I was just, whatever the draft decides, I think that was my job. I was pretty confident coming to this match. And yeah, we ended up winning, so it feels fucking good.
Of course, emotions are high. Did you guys feel like the underdogs at all, even though the narrative was being kind of morphed around you guys, as well as kind of, you guys not, in my opinion, being robbed of all pro, like 0 all pro votes, like all that stuff? Was there kind of coming into this playoff set and coming into this, whole kind of next couple of weeks, like, hey, we have something to prove. We definitely deserve all of this. Like, was that ever a notion in your mind, or were you guys, like you said, didn't think we were going to lose. We were always confident we were always going to win.
No, to me, it doesn't affect me at all, because it really doesn't. It does not really matter. All that, like all pro and all that stuff. Like you're not getting anything from it. It's just like some recognition. That's about it. But it just depends on how well you play as a team and how well you perform on that one day that's given. So it doesn't matter your track record or anything. It just depends on that one best of 5. So for me, it had no effect on me. And frankly, we did not think ourselves as the underdogs. We just think of us as a team facing another team, and we'll do our best that we can.
Yeah, and I do want to also talk on kind of what your guys' strategy was going into Golden Guardians, based on obviously what you can and can't reveal. I don't want you to say too much, but what was the overall kind of option? It feels like you guys heavily prioritized Kai'Sa. FBI was just having monster games on that character. Obviously, I felt like you guys knew Licorice was going to kind of pull out some weird stuff like the Rumble and try to get into the carry position. What was the overall strategy for NRG? Were you guys more focused on prioritizing certain picks, or were you guys more focused on maybe anti-stratting Golden Guardians, taking stuff away, or really kind of, maybe kind of counter their game more?
I think we just, played what we think was strong and response to
Mhm.
what they had. They had side select, so we can't really 100% know what side they're going to be on until the night before. So
Yeah.
we're just preparing of what we think is strong, what they might play, and then just drafting around that. Obviously, we respect them and what they can play, but we also have confidence in our champs as well.
What was the, maybe emotions like, or not emotions, but what was the kind of the feeling when, River and Gory, like they brought out the J4, they brought out like a signature pick. It obviously won them one game, but after that, did you kind of feel like, oh, it's only good for one game, like we can handle it now, it's fine? Like, what was kind of the mentality, and what was that situation like? Because you guys
I
are at
mean,
the 2-0.
the Jarvan wasn't like it was definitely good, but at the
Yeah.
same time, we should have won game three. Just
Yeah.
simply put, so we didn't feel like the Jarvan was game winning or anything about that. I think we played
Hmm.
around it pretty well. He did get Jarvan angles, but like you can get or you can always find angles on every champ. So it's not really a champ specific thing. I think we just misplayed game three, and we were able to bounce back game four, which is really important.
Obviously, big win for you guys, securing the world spot, everything like that. But I feel like, your job's not done. I feel like you guys specifically have a very important grudge match coming up against Cloud9. You're the only team last split to take them to 5 games. I mean, do you kind of feel like it's not done? Do you feel like you have something to prove still? Like there's still, obviously you guys want to win LCS and be that team, but also like, does it mean anything more that you're facing C9 potentially, like you said, in the finals?
Well, this is the upper
Or
bracket finals.
the upper
It doesn't
bracket?
really change. I don't really buy into the narrative of like we have a grudge match against them or anything like that. It's not
Hmm.
like that deep for me. For me, it's just they're the next team that we're playing, and we'll do our best to just play the opponent that we're facing. That's the way I see it, and I think yeah, that's just the way I see it go.
Talking into the bit about worlds here, obviously a bunch of fantastic teams are going. There's some teams that are pretty much already qualified. Have you been paying attention to the other regions at all? Have you been watching
JG
EU?
and LG are going, so
Yeah.
already it's gonna be hard. So
Yeah, like,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
what
have any.
is, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, this is my first world, so I truly don't know what to expect or what to experience. I'm sure the competition will be really, really top notch. And for me, it's just leveling up as much as I can and trying to do my best on the stage.
Your roster as well, I would say, majority North American talent, North America based. I would say a lot of you guys. What is it like fighting against that kind of import narrative, especially as a solo laner like yourself, you and Palafox both? I feel like your guys' lanes and roles get imported a lot. Do you guys ever kind of think about that? Do you personally are always like, I'm fighting for my job here, stuff like that? Does it feel good to kind of push back against, the import heavy, I guess, region that we are?
It definitely feels good to counter the narrative like, oh, you need to import to win. I think there is good talent here. I think with just the proper guidance, I think teams have been mismanaged, a bunch of other things behind the scenes. I think people have not been given a fair shot. So I think it's really fulfilling to, break that narrative of, you can't win with an A or you need to import. Um, I do think like imports can be good players, but also I think at the same time, like players that are native can also be good. They just need the opportunity um, to perform. And I'd like to thank, just like CLG for giving me the opportunity, obviously NRG now, but yeah, I mean, they've gave me the second chance in my career. So, they didn't give up on me and I'm really thankful for that.
Final question here as we are getting close to the end. I think your career specifically has had a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, playing for multiple academy teams, running through the academy challenger gauntlet multiple times, teams like Optic, TSM, so on and so forth. What kept Dhokla going for so long, right? Was there just some sort of innate drive inside of you that said, you know what, I am a world class player. I am somebody that can reach these levels. I mean, a lot of people, when they hit the LCS level, then get booted back down to academy. their confidence gets shot, their skills, they get counted out constantly. Like you said, you're very grateful for NRG/CLG for giving you the opportunity. But for you, what kind of kept you going after, I guess, being bounced out of the LCS the first time and just working your way through Academy again?
I I don't know where to start. There was just so much to that story. I think, it was like the belief that I could play at the top of the league, obviously. And I think it's just been, I really love League, so I think that was like the easiest part for me to just like keep grinding it, even though like I'm failing and I'm failing. I still really enjoy playing the game, so I think that was like the first thing, and then after that, it's I felt like I was uh looked down upon in a way, not looked in the correct light. The circumstances of like just the narratives and all that. So I feel like I didn't really get like my fair shot, and then coming back from amateur, after that, I was like definitely the lowest of my career for sure. And then at that point, I just had like confidence in myself that I could make it, because at that point, I think it was just like narrative driving, who gets opportunities, and I just had like a grudge pretty much against not the system, but just like why would people not like respect me in that sense of like, so I just want to prove people wrong in that sense, and I think that was like a big driver for me. And then I was thankful that I had an opportunity on CLG. I think that was the biggest you know point in my career, going there and performing really well in Academy and making it back to LCS, because not many players do that, from going to LCS to amateur, back to LCS to now World. So it's like, I think it's definitely been full of ups and downs, and there's a lot more to that than just what I'm saying right now. But yeah, I think it's just a belief in myself that pushed me through.
Well, Dokla, I'm hopefully you can tap into some of that grudge energy, that doubting energy at Worlds, and really show out. Do you have any final message to the NRG fans that may be watching?
Um, we always thought we could get this far. We know we had the potential to make it here, but now that we actually done it, it feels great. Um, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but just like in the moment, it's just like, it feels really insane. But obviously our next task is to win the split, because I think we're capable of it. And yeah, I guess we enjoy the moment for today or tomorrow, and then go from there. I think we have to lock in again mentally to face C9, and then go from there.
Once again, Dokla, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.